What's up, nerds?
We're your host this week. I'm Chad.
I'm Jake. This week we're sponsored by Crybaby Craig's Hot Sauce.
We're also sponsored by Ray's Energy Drinks.
This week we'll be talking about the Mortal Kombat movie and the piece of shit that it was.
Yeah, it was kind of a dumpster fire. But we're also going to talk about the season finale of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So let's get into it.
And this is the All Things Nerd Podcast.
Nerd. All right, welcome back to another episode of the All Things Nerd Podcast, your weekly dive into really all things nerdy. So Jake, how's your week been? Before we get into our topics,
Yeah, since Friday when we did our live stream.
Yeah, I guess. Not everyone was there for that, though.
No, they weren't. Sorry, my dog keeps barking in the background, guys, but I'm trying to keep a foot on her head here. Not literally. Calm down. My week has been pretty good, man. Just working, and my dog had her last chemo treatment this week. That's
awesome.
Pretty exciting. How about you?
Well, this week has been fine. It's kind of ridiculous. It snowed like 3 inches. And then by noon the next day, all the snow was gone, and then it snowed again.
Nice.
And then the snow was gone by the next day.
It's supposed to snow here today.
So. Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Hopefully not, but it's supposed to.
Yeah, it's supposed to get up into the 80s this coming week here, so I'm pretty stoked about that.
That is very fortunate for you.
Yeah, we'll see, though.
Go fuck yourself.
But, yeah, also, like you mentioned, we had our second live episode this past week prior to us watching Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm.
Or you sleeping through half of it, which is fine. You didn't miss much.
Yeah. I got a little further than halfway before I fell asleep.
Yeah.
So Chad lives in Ohio. I live here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And so we watched the movie together.
Over Zoom.
And I imagine Chad just creepily watched me sleep on my couch after I fell asleep for about 40 minutes.
Oh, it was hilarious, actually. I turned it off once I realized that you were asleep and I couldn't wake you up. But I saw you just kind of like drift sideways. And as I saw you start to drift sideways, I immediately unmuted my microphone. I was like, hey, wake up. And you didn't respond, and you were already snoring. So my guess is you fell asleep sitting up, and I just watched the aftermath of you collapsing.
Just going down. Oh, that is...
I tried calling you on your phone. I tried Snapchatting you. Once none of those worked,
I woke up to missed phone calls from you, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Once none of that worked, I hung up. I was like, "Fuck it, he's gone." But for those of you that were a part of that live stream, thank you. We had a blast.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, we did our power hour, gave away some awesome merch and stuff from our sponsors, and then we just kind of hung out with people and just kept talking and answering questions and stuff like that for 2 additional hours. I think we were live for 3.5 hours. Yeah.
So when we start our live streams, we usually only go into it thinking we're going to do it for about an hour, but so far both episodes have been 2 to 3 hour long episodes. It's been wild. We enjoy it. It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it's a blast.
Yeah. So do you want to tell us about the merch stuff going on that we got going on that we just set up?
Yeah, so for those of you that might not know, we did get some shirts made. We talked about it briefly. Sorry, guys. We talked about it briefly last week, and that's what we were giving away during our live episode. But Renee over at Mama Bird Clothing Company made us some awesome shirts. They're kind of like an off-white heather with our logo on it. So soft. The shirts are so comfortable.
Plus, they have our faces on it, so.
Well, yeah. So
cartoon faces.
I just kind of sit there and just rub them. But no, so we gave a bunch of those away during our live episode for some trivia. So we already need to order more. People seem to like it. So
and we sold some of them too.
Yeah,
already,
we did set up a web store also. Yeah. If you just go to our website, there's a link to everything. So you can get to our merch there. We're going to be adding more stuff here fairly soon, within the next couple of months at least.
We've been talking about getting some hats, hoodies, some of these things.
More shirts, some bracelets.
Rubber, silicone bracelets or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to keep adding to that. We also set up a Patreon page for our subscribers. Gives you an opportunity. If you like what we're doing, you can help us financially do it, because right now we pay for everything ourselves. But through the Patreon, it gives you an opportunity to get some exclusive merch and some extra benefits that we're not offering to just regular listeners and subscribers. So we'll provide a link in the show notes, and I'm sure before the end of the episode we'll mention it again. But with that being said, I mean, let's just dive right into Mortal Kombat and get that shit out of the way.
Get it out of the way. God,
such a bummer.
I mean, from start to finish, this movie was a total bummer.
We were so excited about it. I mean, we did also mention right away that chances are the movie was going to suck. Yeah. It looked cool. Mm. Like, the gore was awesome. A lot of the fight scenes were pretty cool.
But short-lived.
Yeah, a lot of the fight scenes were very short-lived. And this movie was super rushed. Even with the credits, from start to finish, to the end of the credits, is less than a 2-hour-long movie.
And just, like, predictable. I mean, everything that happened, I called it, like, right away. I was like, this is what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. And sure enough. So I kind of, like, had already watched the movie before I watched the movie, because I already knew what was going to happen.
The trailer gave you enough to know, for the most part, what was happening.
Yep, exactly.
Which was a bummer, because it looked promising. It was still better than the original one from the 90s. I think just...
Barely.
Yeah. This one didn't actually have the Mortal Kombat tournament in it.
Nope.
Spoiler alert, guys.
Spoiler alert. It was more of the bad guys were trying to stop the tournament.
Yeah, they're basically trying to eliminate the people from the Earth realm before the tournament happened, so that they just automatically won, and then I guess by the rules of the old gods, they could conquer Earth with it. I don't know.
It's weird.
There's like there's 2 sentences of backstory put on text on the screen, and then the rest of it was a very fast-paced, half-written movie. Yeah,
and they just threw in like
there was so much like fan service, but it was fatality. It was not done well.
Flawless victory. Just some cheesy lines that were
thrown in there just because it tied to the game, but it was like literally at the end of a fight. Was it Kun Lao with the Razor Captain America hat? He threw it and it like bounced around like it was the Captain America hat, and then it also worked as a table saw. But after one of his fights, he was like, "Oh, flawless victory."
No, he goes like this.
Oh yeah, across his hat, because that's what he does in the game.
And then he flicked it and did the white power sign.
Oh yeah, as an Asian man.
It was terrible. The movie was terrible. Goro looked like
a four-armed
the Incredible Hulk. He literally looked like the Incredible Hulk with 4 arms. Yeah. And then they changed his skin tone from green to tan. That's it.
Yeah, and he was like, they teased that he was going to be a much bigger part of the movie.
He wasn't.
Like, there's a statue of him at the beginning because he's like the champion. And then they like show him like coming up, but you only like see his shadow, and you're like, wow, this is going to be freaking intense when he shows up. And then he's kind of an idiot and like almost loses the fight to
the dude's wife.
Yeah. She hits him with a pickaxe, or just an axe.
An axe, yeah.
And like, he gets confused by falling wood in a shed. Like, it was not good.
He's probably never seen a shed before, okay?
He lives in a castle just on a different realm. I'm sure that they have sheds. Or at least storage buildings.
Yeah, it was all around just a bad movie.
It was cheap.
But There was some cool blood. I will give it some ounce of something.
The actual fight scenes, while they lasted, were pretty cool. But they didn't last very long.
Those are my emails I forgot to turn off. I apologize. I'll shut those off right now.
I didn't hear him.
Oh, you didn't? It didn't come through on your end?
Nah, but everyone knows now, so just go ahead and close them.
I'm closing them. I am closing them.
But, yeah, I mean, we actually get, like, more accurate versions of Scorpion and Sub-Zero, but their screen time is not all that cool. Their big fight at...
really unexplained.
Yeah, their big fight is cool, but also, if you've seen the trailer, you've seen the coolest parts of the fight.
You saw the whole movie.
Yeah.
You saw the trailer.
Yeah, if you saw the trailer, you've seen
Mortal
enough
Kombat,
of the whole movie. Which is a bummer, too.
Yeah.
But hey,
there was I want to throw the movie some good stuff here, so I'm not just...
I mean, the graphics are good.
I will say there's like Liu Kang does his finishing move with the fire dragon. I thought that part was pretty cool. Like I said, the blood and gore is pretty cool.
Like at one point in time, Scorpion does throw his spear. It goes through Sub-Zero, and he says, "Get over here," and then like yanks him across the room. Like, in relation to the video game, pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
The story was pointless.
Yeah, it didn't make a ton of sense.
No.
Basically, Scorpion, after Sub-Zero kills him in the beginning of the movie, spoiler alert, Scorpion goes to hell and basically spends like generations in hell
like
looking for revenge. Years. And then for some reason, which they don't tell you,
they don't explain how it happened.
He gets released from hell, fights Sub-Zero, and then goes, "Hey, you feed me, keep our bloodline alive," and then just fucking disappears. And I was like, what just happened?
I think he goes back to hell. Because like it was the same...
No, because he said, "You freed me." So I think he was no longer...
Yeah, but it was the same like graphic that he disappeared into that he disappeared into when he went to hell the first time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It makes no sense to me.
Sorry, I made a weird face because my dog has the worst farts ever today. And she is laying on the ground next to me right now, and it's just awful.
Brutal.
Awful. Ugh. Anyways, so I don't want to spend too much more time on Mortal Kombat because it was garbage. If you want to watch it, go watch it.
If you want to watch it for the fight scenes, the graphics look good.
Yeah.
But it was a subpar story.
If you're in it for the storyline,
you're gonna be disappointed. Like it. But if you're in it for like the fanfare, the gimmicks, if you basically just want to watch a 2-hour-long cutscene from the Mortal Kombat games, do it.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch it again just one night when I have nothing else to do, and I'm like, I don't want to pay attention, but I want to see something cool. I'll watch it again.
All of the negative things that we've said about it, when they inevitably release a second one, I'll probably watch it. So, I don't think I'm gonna do a live stream episode about it, and I'm not gonna like hype it up.
Oh no,
like we did for this one. But I'll check it out for free on HBO Max, where I don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, totally.
Sure, why not?
I think with that being said, let's move on.
So before we move on to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier season finale, we do just want to quickly throw out one of our sponsors, which is Crybaby Craig's. So just listen up. You'll learn some awesome stuff about Crybaby Craig's. Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today.
All right, welcome back, guys. Now that we are back, we're going to start talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This was the season finale.
Yeah, and my God, it was good.
Yeah, there's a lot that happened. It was really good. I mean, one of the first things that we get to see is, last week we talked about Bucky gave Sam a suitcase with who presumably was his new Captain America suit. We finally get to see that right away. I mean, it's the first thing that happens in the episode is Sam busts in the window and he's got his white and blue Captain America suit with the wings and the shield. It was sexy.
And the emblem on it resembles a lot of Captain America's suit from the Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
just
his
like the star and the stripes.
His Nomad suit where it had the star and then the
his Nomad or stealth suit.
Yeah,
which was just awesome.
Yeah, so cool.
I literally teared up. I'm not gonna lie. When you first saw it, I was like, first I like yelled at my TV. I was like, yes! And then I started to tear up, and I was like, Sam fucking deserves this, man.
Yeah. And we get to see Bucky in his new suit, which is, a leather jacket. So.
Well, yeah, with no arm. So, basically what he's been wearing all season.
I was just making a joke about it. Sharon Walker is in this episode again.
Sharon Carter.
Sharon Walker, soon to be.
Oh,
just kidding. No, I fucked up. No, I just tried to turn it around.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Because I have, so we have a script, believe it or not.
Well, it's more like an outline of notes.
I have Sharon Carter written down, and right next to Sharon Carter, I have John Walker written down. Oh. So I just glanced at it, so I wasn't staring at the paper the whole episode, and I read Sharon.
Most
Walker
people don't know is that Sharon Carter's full name is Sharon John Walker Carter. So I mean,
yeah.
She's got two middle names, and they're both of a man.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. But so she's no longer in Madripoor. She's back in the States because this episode takes place in New York City. Basically, the GRC, which is kind of like the new government agency. Can you hear like that crunchy noise in the background?
Yeah.
Okay. Yo, stop chewing on your bone. Okay.
It's okay.
Stop chewing on.
I think it's endearing for people that we both are dog owners.
Yeah, just.
I'd rather have my dog in here chewing on a bone than fucking gassing me out of my fucking my sacred room here.
That's fair. Well, now I feel bad because I made her leave. That's fine. She'll go chew on her bone out in the living room, and it'll be fine. But yeah, so Sharon is back in the States. The GRC is trying to put a vote, basically, to put all the... They've been calling them refugees, but they're basically people that, moved worldwide during the blip, trying to force them to go back to their home countries.
Yeah.
So the Flag Smashers are trying to stop it, and that's kind of like the premise of this episode. Oh, she took like 3 seconds out there and came back with her bone. She's already
mine's in here now too. So whatever. So yeah, Sharon Walker is in this episode again. She right away, one of the things she does is kill somebody. So that was cool.
Yeah, she killed one of the Flag Smashers. They're like evacuating the building with all like the GRC people from different countries. And one of the Flag Smashers is trying to like follow the convoy, and she like basically slips. At first, I thought it was a tracking device because that's how they show it. It's like a disc. She pushes it, it lights up, and then she like bumps into the dude and like slips it under his bulletproof vest. And I thought it was going to be a tracker for Bucky so that he could follow them. Nope, it was a bomb. It was a gas bomb,
like a chemical bomb.
Yeah. She said that it had like mercury gas among other things, and when it goes off, you just see the dude like slump over the steering wheel of his car, and his face just like melts off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just absolutely insane.
Yeah, she was kicking names and taking ass.
Yeah, as Mantis and Drax would say.
Yeah, it was cool. We also get to see the return of John Walker in this episode. Or I'm sorry, John Carter.
Yeah, John Carter.
Yeah, we get to see the return of John Walker in this Carter. And, 2 episodes ago, at the end of the episode, obviously John kills a guy and the whole world sees it. And they strip him of his mantle and all that shit. We get to see him come back now and kind of redeem himself.
Yeah, and he has his, like, home-built Captain America shield, which gets beat to hell. But he uses it like a weapon. Like, swinging it, like, not as a shield, but, like, swinging it like it's a blade.
Yeah, it was cool.
And, the only reason that he's there is because he wants to kill Carly.
Yeah. His original intention was definitely for revenge.
Yeah.
But I've been saying since the episode where he killed that flag smasher, that was the episode where I turned the corner with John, and I was like, I like this character now. Because I understood him a lot better then. And since then, now he's totally redeemed himself, as Jeff Daniels would say.
And that's kind of what I was saying from the beginning, was that this dude is a really complicated character. Mm-hmm. And he toes that line of being a hero in the comics a lot. Because he does end up joining like the West Coast Avengers, in the comics. He has worked for different various agencies with different aliases. And so like I kind of knew that he wasn't going to be the big bad villain.
No,
in this show.
I think a lot of people were thinking that's where it was going with him. But you basically do see at some point in I almost said movie, in some point in the episode during like this fight between the Flag Smashers, Buck, Sam, and John, you kind of get a moment of clarity with John where he realizes that, hey, I can either throw myself into revenge or I can help these guys and save a bunch of people. And that's exactly what he does. He ends up...
Because on the inside of his shield that he made, he welded his Medals of Honor. Mm-hmm. So there's a part where he's on his back and he's just getting like stomped by the Flag Smashers. And he looks at the back of his shield and sees the Medal of Honor. But what was cool was a couple episodes, basically the last conversation that he had with Lamar Hoskins before Lamar Hoskins was murdered.
And now you feel kind of fucked up for calling them Astroglide and
Captain Fuckface and Battle Twat and
Battle Twat. Yeah.
But like the last conversation that he has with Lamar is, because Lamar's like, you constantly make the right decision in the heat of battle, and you have 3 Medals of Honor to prove it. And he says, you and I both know that the things that we did to earn those Medals of Honor did not feel like the right thing. But being Captain America is the first time that I feel like I have the opportunity to do the right thing. Mm. So when he sees the Medal of Honor on the back of his shield, I think that's kind of a moment that clicked for him. Because literally a few minutes later in the episode, he has the opportunity to get Carly, Morgenthau, or, like catch her off guard and probably kill her. Or he could save a truck full of people from the GRC convoy that the Flag Smashers are trying to murder. Yeah.
That was the part I was talking about, where he basically decides to be the good guy instead of going for revenge. And that was pretty cool. That being said, I really fucking wish he had just killed Carly right there.
Not liked her.
Hate her. I fucking hate her character so much.
My appreciation of her as like just a misunderstood character dwindled so much over the last few episodes.
So here's and I know I told you this morning when we were talking, but they haven't heard this yet. My huge problem with Carly and with Sam and Bucky, well, not so much Bucky, but Bucky is backing Sam, and so Sam and Carly's relationship is that no matter how many times this fucking, again, 15-year-old girl who's running a terrorist group, I don't understand, but whatever.
She's like 20, but
no
yeah,
matter
continue.
how many times she tells Sam, hey, I'm going to kill a bunch of people and there's nothing you can do to stop me. Sam keeps trying to like appeal to her and like relate to her. And he's like, I understand where you're coming from, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, all right, dude, every single time that she's told you she's going to kill a bunch of people, she's followed through on that. And you keep trying to like build like some relationship with her and it's not going to fucking happen.
Yeah.
She's told you it's not going to happen. And every time she says, I'm going to kill a bunch of people, she kills a bunch of people. She's even targeted your nephews and your sister, and you're still fucking like trying to like be her friend. And I'm just like, dude,
even at the beginning of this episode,
bitch.
Bucky, like, she calls Bucky, well, she calls someone that's next to Bucky that's kind of like an undercover flag smasher, I guess.
Yeah.
And he even tries to like plead with her, like, don't do this.
Mm-hmm.
The nightmares won't end, even if you get what you want. Like,
cool.
Like, he tried to appeal to her, and then she's like, well, I'm not gonna do that. Like, it doesn't matter if I die.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you will never forget these people's faces. And she's like, well, if that's the case, then maybe you should sit this one out. And Bucky's like, nah, not gonna happen. And I think that was when Bucky was also like, Sam has good intentions, but like, we gotta put this bitch down.
Yeah. Yeah. She's the worst.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Sorry. I accidentally just like tightened my headphones like super tight on my head.
But so another thing that happened in this episode, so like Batroc the Leaper, George of St. Pierre, makes his MMA return, I guess. Because he kind of showed up towards the end of the last episode, but he just talked. But we actually see him like go toe to toe with Sam.
Sam got better at fighting.
Yeah,
he's been somewhere in there.
Well, he's been training. I mean, with the shield and stuff like that. So,
but it was cool. He's like doing backflips and shit. I liked it.
Yeah, and he was like, again, we kind of started seeing it a few episodes ago, where he starts to use his like wingsuit without the wings as a way to like
weapons.
Yeah, to enhance his fighting, because he doesn't have a super soldier serum. And
now in this episode, finally, we get to see him not just like being more agile and more fighting and using the wings, like you said, but now he's also using the Captain America shield along with those things. It was badass.
Yeah, like there's a whole helicopter chase scene, which is super cool. I mean, it was basically just for show, but it shows like how badass he is, like with the shield in the air too. Like, he uses the shield to like bust a door off of the helicopter while it's flying, or like defend himself while he's flying.
He also literally threw the shield while he was flying, hit the pilot out of the helicopter.
Yeah.
and then like, or I don't know if he hit the pilot out of the helicopter.
No,
he hit him with the shield.
The shield is what busted the door off, and then he caught the shield
in,
and then just like body slammed the dude out of it.
Yeah, that was fucking cool.
It was so badass.
Super cool.
Or like at the end of his fight with Batroc, George of St. Pierre's character, like Batroc is like down, and Sam's like getting notifications from like Sharon and Bucky that like the helicopter's about to take off, so he needs to go protect it. So he literally just like, instead of just like jumping through the window, he just launches the shield out the window of a skyscraper and then dives after the shield, catches it, and flies away. And it was just so cool.
Yeah.
Like,
it was cool.
All of that.
It was cool.
But we do get, we finally find out who the power broker is.
Take it away, because the next thing we're talking about
is
my favorite thing in the whole fucking episode. So you take this, and I'm jumping in after.
So it was really played down. I mean, I think we threw it out there as speculation after episode 3, but turns out that Sharon Carter is the power broker.
She bad.
She bad. Not really evil bad, but like she's just in it for herself.
I think we're
She
like
just wants to get rich and
we're gonna
have power.
we're gonna get there though. I think.
Oh, I think yeah, it's gonna because they play it. They introduce her as the power broker, and it's literally just her talking to Carly, and then Batroc enters the scene. Mm-hmm. Sharon kills Batroc because he tries to blackmail her, so she just like shoots him.
Yeah.
And then Carly shoots Sharon, just in the stomach, so just wounding her. And then that's kind of it for the power broker reveal. Because then Sam enters the room and take it away. Jake, this is your favorite part.
This is my favorite part of the whole episode. So Sam and Carly fight. And like I said, like 10 minutes ago or however long ago it was, Sam keeps trying to appeal to this dumb bitch. I don't understand why. And he's holding back the whole fight, and he's just like blah blah blah.
Yeah, he's just being defensive
Come
the
on,
entire time.
don't do this. And it's just like annoying the shit out of me because I hate this chick. And
it was annoying the shit out of her too because she kept being like, "Fight back, fight back."
Yeah, and he finally she gets the upper hand on him, kind of, if you want to call it that. He kind of like gave up the upper hand because he was being a
he dropped his shield and basically is standing there without any defense, and she picks up.
Yeah. And Sharon Carter just fucking shoots this chick like 2 or 3 times, inevitably killing her, which was amazing. But my favorite thing about it was, well, not my favorite thing. My favorite part about it was that she died because I hated her. But the whole season, this girl has been like, I don't care that you're trying to get through to me. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I'm going to kill these people. I don't give a shit. And then as she's dying in Sam's arms, she's like, I'm so sorry. And it was like, what? You're only sorry because you got shot. She's been a fucking... Ugh. Okay, that's it. I'm going to leave it alone. But she's fucking dead, and it was amazing.
Yeah, and and it kind of hit Sam hard.
I don't know why.
Well, it wasn't so much her death. I think it's because it ties into what he talks about, in the next part of the episode.
I know, but God, she was the worst.
So he basically carries her body, flies it to like where like EMTs and everyone have kind of like gathered to start making sure that all the GRC members are okay, providing medical assistance, stuff like that. Basically lays her on a stretcher, even though she's dead. And then he gives like a classic kind of Captain America speech. That was very poignant, and it was very relevant to the times also. And if
there's a lot of that in this episode, I feel.
Yeah. And if anyone ever watching the show and like listening to other people talk about it, or even the couple of times that we've brought it up, have been like, oh, you don't need to bring race into this, like, that's what the show is about. Like, literally, even Sam says it. Like, one of the senator that took the shield from Sam in the first episode and then gave it to John Walker, literally says to Sam, you don't know what you're talking about. And Sam's like, what do you mean I don't know what I'm talking about? I'm a black man wearing the Stars and Stripes. Of course I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about a struggle.
And it's been an ongoing theme in the show. I mean, there's like little parts and there's big parts. There's one of the little parts was the little kid calling Sam the Black Falcon, and he's like, it's just Falcon. And then also in this episode, you see one of the guys goes, hey, that's Black Falcon. And then another guy next to him goes, no, that's Captain America. But then also in like a couple episodes ago, Isaiah Bradley says, and then we see it again in this episode, is the reason you don't know about me is because I'm not a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy. And Sam kind of says the same thing in this episode. Sam's speech at the end of this episode was fucking great.
It was moving.
Yeah.
It was incredible. It really was.
Especially from he lives in Stupido, but he's from Minnesota. We're both from the cities in Minnesota, and if you know anything about what's going on here in Minnesota for the past forever, this is very relevant and probably kind of moving episode for people like us who are from here,
or just people that are on.
I know this is happening more than in Minnesota, but it seems like it's pretty bad here.
Yeah, we won't get into it. That's not what this episode
Sorry,
about.
That's not what we're not about. That we're here about the nerd stuff, but this episode was kind of about stuff like that, and
it's relevant. It's current events, current affairs. We're from an area that has been very public in that this past year, especially this past year. But so Sam gives a very relevant but powerful speech, also setting himself up to be Captain America.
Captain America.
And he even says, he's like, I can feel it now as I'm standing here in holding this shield. There are people looking at me that are not happy that I'm the one holding it.
He says millions of people are going to be pissed off that I'm Captain America. Yeah.
He's like, but it's what has to be done. And so, he kind of starts to walk away. Bucky takes Sharon. They're completely unaware that she is the power broker, because that was kind of almost done as in secret, just to kind of answer that question, but not let it be. That's not the driving factor of the show or the season.
Which would also which was also kind of, and I failed to mention it because I was so excited about Carly dying, that the reason Sharon killed Carly is because she didn't want Carly to tell Sam that Sharon was the power broker. So.
Yeah. That's why she was so quick to pull the trigger.
Yeah. It was like, yeah. I mean, it made me happy, but it was...
Yeah. But then as Sam is basically saying his goodbye to Sharon, and Bucky's like, I'm going to take her. I'll see you later. And then someone calls him Captain America from off, like, a little ways down the road. And they're like, he's talking to you, Sam. And so he, like, goes and he's Captain America now. Yep. And what's cool...
Say it.
...is instead of saying the Falcon and the Winter Soldier at the end of the episode, it says Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So dope.
So we will get a Captain America 4.
It has been announced.
Sam.
It has been announced. We'll probably also get a second season of this show.
Yeah. Be pretty cool.
Only because for the Emmys, Marvel submitted WandaVision as a limited miniseries, meaning closing the door right there. There's not going to be more. They submitted Falcon the Winter Soldier as a drama, leaving the door open for possibilities. So we might get more.
Hopefully. Before we move on to the last two things that I've got written down here, we did miss one thing before Sam's, or I guess technically it is after Sam's speech. I just wrote it down wrong. But we did get a very touching scene where Sam goes to Isaiah Bradley. If you remember, Isaiah Bradley was the African-American Captain America, but nobody really knew who he was because the government covered it up because he wasn't a white guy with blonde hair and blue eyes.
Yeah, during the 50s, like during the Korean War.
Yeah. So Sam basically goes there and he's like, hey, man, clean yourself up. Come with me. I want to show you something. And he takes him to the Captain America Museum.
Yeah, at the Smithsonian.
And there's a statue of Isaiah Bradley there. And Sam basically is like, look, now no one will ever forget what you did for this country. Yeah. And they hug it out. A little bit, some tears. It was cute.
Yeah, Isaiah starts to cry, cute. And he even says to Sam, he's like, I was wrong about you, you're special.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah, it was
which goes to show again that at the end of Endgame, when Cap gives the shield to Sam, they're kind of showing that Sam was the right person to give it to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we get to see John Walker again. I'll let you. I feel like I've been talking a long time here, so I'll let you do that.
So then it shows it shows Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Valentina Contessa, 17 other names, or Val.
But don't call her Valerie.
Yeah, people remember her as Val, but you're not allowed to call her that. And she's sitting down next to John Walker's wife. They get a news notification that the remaining Flag Smashers were killed. And it turns out that it was Zemo's butler that bombed their prison transport, which is kind of cool too. And Val kind of makes the joke like, I couldn't have done that better if I planned it myself. Or did I plan it? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Or did I? And then that's kind of it. Like, she's kind of the spy. She's like the female Nick Fury. She's the spy's spy. Her secrets have secrets. But so then John Walker walks out from like a back room, and he's suited up in his new Captain America suit, but it doesn't have the star. It doesn't have the A. It is black and red. It is his comic book accurate costume. And Val, or Julia Louis-Dreyfus, literally says to him, like, things are going to get weird. And when they do, we're not going to need a Captain America. We're going to need a U.S. agent, which is the more common name that John Walker has been known by in the comics. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Hi, Katie.
Yeah, there's my dog. I'll scoot over so everyone can see her.
Oh, you can see her perfectly. It's great. Katie. Oh, you got headphones.
Yeah, I got it.
So then we also get a cut scene.
Yeah, there's an end credit scene in this.
Mm-hmm. And it is more of Sharon Carter basically being the broker.
She's getting pardoned.
Huh? Now she's been pardoned.
Yep.
Sam kept his promise where he said that he would get her cleared of all charges. You see a slight moment where the government basically is apologizing to her. They're like, we're sorry. We owe you this. We owe you that.
They offered her a job back at the CIA.
Yeah. And then they show her walking away on her phone, basically being a shady bitch and being like, hey, let's fuck shit up.
Yeah, like, start contacting the buyers because now we're going to have access to top secret.
All their secrets, basically. Yeah.
Off the book, top secret weapons.
Oh, shit. We totally missed something here.
What did we miss?
Bucky finally telling the old guy from the first episode that he is the one who killed his son.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was also a touching moment. And it was also him crossing off the last name on his list, which he then left for his therapist.
Yeah. And then for the last little bit of the episode, it shows basically Sam and his family having a big cookout down in Louisiana. Bucky shows up with cake and Hennessy and just eyeballing his Sam's sister. No, but Sam's arc into Captain America has come full circle, but Bucky's arc is like he's happy, he has family, he can sleep.
I think Buck's emotional journey through the show has been more deep.
Oh, hands down.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I think Sam's is very deep rooted too, because he didn't really know. He was confused. Why did Steve Rogers choose me to be Captain America? And he didn't really get it. And then as the show progresses, he kind of starts coming into it and realizing it. but
Yeah.
Bucky's literally going from being a soldier to an assassin and then trying to get his life back together after killing like hundreds of people, including his friends' parents. And, just,
Yeah.
yeah. So seeing him kind of come back into, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it was. I really liked it.
Yeah.
They didn't tie off every single storyline with a neat little bow, but they ended this season to where it could be a standalone season, it could be a one and done season, and I would be okay with it. I want more, but they also left enough storylines open moving forward, which I'm sure that we'll see some of that in Captain America 4, which again has been announced. Just that it's being written and produced. That it has gotten the green light. They're for sure doing it with Sam. Which is going to be so dope. I'm so excited for it.
Should we all right, I think we're good. You got anything you want to add about the episode or?
No. It was amazing. Yeah. It was emotional.
It was so good, yeah.
It was exciting. It was
Marvel has yet again not dropped the ball. They kill it on every movie. When I heard about these TV shows, I was a little scared. Fucking after WandaVision, and now this, dude. I cannot wait for Loki next month, or not next month, June.
Yeah.
Is it June? Yeah, June.
It's like 6 weeks from now.
Oh, it's so fun.
I know. But
well, we do get in May. No, that's Black Widow's not till June either. It was supposed to be
July.
May.
It got pushed back to July.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's like July 9th. So, yeah. So, we'll get more into that because now we do have 6 weeks for sure with no Marvel releases. And then, we'll see. But so, we'll get more into that in a little bit. But before we do that, Jake, we do need to talk about our other sponsor.
Yeah, so our second sponsor for this episode and all of our episodes so far is Raise Energy Drink. So please listen up.
What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Raise Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with zero crash. Raise Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring a powerful yet sustained energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, empowered by their refresh formula technology, Raise Energy delivers a performance-enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Raise Energy has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description to get a $50 sample pack for free. All you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you. All right, guys. Now, we normally only do 2 segments on the show on any given week, but we did want to touch base just really quickly on Invincible, because next week is the season finale. For those of you that don't know, Invincible is an Amazon Prime show. It's an animated superhero show, but it was written by the same guy that wrote The Walking Dead, correct, Jake? Yeah.
Robert Kirkman.
Yeah, it's incredibly good. It's such a good show.
It's so good. It's almost like...
It's also violent.
Almost like anime, kind of like anime.
Yeah, it kind of has like a manga style to it.
But not quite. Yeah, it's but it's super bloody. The story is so good.
It's dark. It's intense.
The voice cast in it is unbelievable. I mean, everywhere from you got J.K. Simmons,
Sandra Oh, Zazie Bates,
Steven Yeun. I think I said that right. He's from The Walking Dead. Maggie Grace, who also is from The Walking Dead. The guy who's gonna play Blade. What's his name? Mahershala
Ali.
Yeah, he's
Zachary Quinto.
Yeah, I mean, it's the voice cast is crazy.
Yeah. The guy that plays Agent Pimento from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
What is his name? Yeah.
I always fuck it up, so I'm not going to look it up.
Yeah. But yeah, that guy, I mean, it's... Yeah, he's Rex Splode, right? Yeah.
He's such a frat bro. I love it. But this week's episode was insane.
Yeah,
it is, and it left on a cliffhanger. So we are super excited for the season finale next week, which is just gonna
in like a 30-second little cliff here. We're gonna in the first episode, the Omni-Man, who's like basically Superman in this reality.
Yeah. J.K. Simmons voices him.
J.K. Simmons kills the rest of the.
They call him the Guardians of the Globe.
The Justice League, but it's like the Flash, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, all those guys. They're different versions of them. That's not actually who they are, but he kills all of them, and now, and we still don't know why.
Yeah.
But now his wife has figured out that he killed all of them, and now his son, who the show is based around, his name is Invincible, is potentially gonna find out. Chad just said, it was a huge cliffhanger.
He knows that there's something that is being not told about what happened between his dad and the original Guardians.
Yeah, he literally just, spoiler alert, just watched his dad in this episode punch a hole through another superhero and then fucking
rip him in half,
karate chop him in half. And he goes, Dad? And then he's like, hey, son, we need to talk. And that's
the end of the episode.
It is. And now next week will be the season finale, and we're stoked about it. This show is really fucking good. We haven't really talked about it enough.
Just because we had other stuff going on, but this show kind of took us by surprise, too.
Yeah.
Like, there wasn't a lot of, like, hype about it before it came out. Like, it just kind of, like, came out.
I didn't even know what it was. I sent a clip of it to Chad that I saw on Instagram, and I was like, yo, what the fuck is this?
And literally,
and then he sent it back to me and was like,
I only knew what it was because I saw a TikTok about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this show seems intense. But I was like, I don't want to be the first one to watch it because I have weird thought processes on that. We won't get into it. But I don't like being the first one to watch something because I don't like wasting my time if it's going to suck. Unless, like, Jake and I are watching a premiere together. Then at least I feel like I didn't waste my time because someone else was there.
But yeah, I watched it and I was like, yo, you gotta watch this. I watched the first 3. So by the time my attention was brought to it, there was like 3 episodes out, I think. And so I watched like the first 3 episodes and I was like, Chad, watch this show, dude.
Yeah. And that was the weekend that I moved to Ohio. Like, I didn't get around to watching until after, like, I unpacked.
Yeah.
And then when I finally watched it, I was like, holy shit. Yeah. And then we talked about it the next week.
You guys got to watch this show. It's so good.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. It is just absolutely insane.
Yeah.
It's so good. So we're going to talk about the season finale next week. We're also going to finish our... or not finish, but we're going to continue on our throwback segment of the X-Men films. We're probably going to talk about a couple of them next week.
We'll kind of fly through those. We just need something to fill the gaps between now and Loki. But also, this was a request. So we do take your guys' requests. If you guys want us to talk about something, we'll talk about it. Yeah. And we had a couple people ask us to talk about the X-Men films. So we did talk about the first one 2 weeks ago? Or was it last week?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago now, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll get into more of those in the coming weeks here, so.
Yeah, and it'll be good. So with that being said, if there's other things that you want us to watch, you can always let us know, like on any of our social medias. We're on Facebook, Instagram, we're on TikTok. We don't do a lot on TikTok.
Chad's also been playing some video games on Twitch.
Yep,
which is pretty cool.
So All Things Nerd Pod, both on Instagram and Twitch, or you can find us on the All Things Nerd Podcast on Facebook, or you can always just email us requests, questions, whatever.
Absolutely. We also got a request recently to play Magic, like an online game of Magic. So we got to buy some Magic cards.
Yeah, I think that'll be something that Jake and I do when Jake comes out here.
Yeah.
That way we can, have a couple other people play with us. Yeah, and we'll do that for, some of our bonus content. With that being said, we also just launched our Patreon page. For those of you that don't know what Patreon is, it's kind of a way to get a little bit more involved with what we're doing here. So if you like what we're doing and want to help us continue doing this, because right now all the merch that we have, it's coming directly out of our pockets. All the equipment that we have and that we've gotten since starting this, especially now that we're now doing this virtually, we've had to get more equipment, more gear. That's all coming directly from us, which is fine because we want to do it. But
we're gonna keep doing it. Doesn't matter.
And we're gonna keep doing it. But if you like what we're doing and you want to help, we have a Patreon page. The link is on our website, allthingsnerdpodcast.com. You can give monthly or a one-time donation. If you give monthly, there's some bonus perks that you get. From exclusive merch that will never show up on our merch store. Which, by the way, we also just launched a merch store. Again, the link is on our website, allthingsnerdpodcast.com. You can get our shirts there, stickers, and we kind of mentioned it at the beginning of the episode. We plan on adding more merch in the coming months. Some more shirts, different color shirts,
hoodies, hats, bracelets, coffee mugs.
Eventually, just because we do start and end every episode with a shot, we'll eventually get shot glasses. We're just trying to find a good place to get them so that, the logo and the stuff doesn't wear off when you wash the shot glass.
And comic books. I just bought a ton of comic books online. I should have them here by like May something, like 7th, early May. And, we'll start giving those away too. And hopefully if you guys aren't, like for me, I grew up on Chad and I both grew up on comic books, and
I have some on my wall right behind me.
Yeah, we want to share that nerdiness with you guys. Yeah. So even if you didn't read comic books growing up, it's never too late to start, and we're going to start forcing that on you.
Yeah.
Almost like Christianity. Sorry, Mom.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Mom.
There it is. There it is.
We didn't know if we were going to get that snuck in.
At the very end, we got it.
But yeah, so with that being said, I mean, if you just like the content, maybe you don't want to give, or you can't give, it doesn't matter. We don't care. Just if you like what we're doing, at least share this.
Listen to us.
Listen, like.
That's subscribe. The biggest thing.
Yeah, if you subscribe to us on YouTube, that helps. If you follow us on Facebook, Twitch, any of those things, anytime we do live content, you'll get notifications about it too. And yeah, that's my dog.
Katie. Oh God, mine is out like a light. She's passed out on the floor right there.
But yeah, so I guess with that being said, thank you guys for sticking around for another week. Yeah. This has been the All Things Nerd podcast. We love you guys so much, and
we love you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Cheers.
Cheers.